Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So mainly this video is going to be about the physics model that I'm trying to build. So at this moment, it's pretty subjective rather. I don't really know where it's going. It could go somewhere pretty cool, I guess. It could go nowhere. There's a big question about that. But this is mostly what I've been working on as of recently. Excuse me. I've been trying to find the perfect symmetry between the 2015 cars and most COT cars that have been run in the past few, I don't know, since 2008, I would assume. So, mostly at this moment, what has been going on at peak is I've been trying my best to get, a slide type effect for the cars, without the car pushing. I wanted to get relatively close straightaway speeds, and I wanted to get relatively good tire fall off. And I also wanted to make it have less draft, like they are in real life, but some sort of side draft, which I haven't been able to figure out, obviously, because this game doesn't allow for side draft. But I tried to make it to where the draft would kind of pull somebody backwards instead of pulling you forward, if that makes sense. So you could get side draft in a certain sort of way. But the way that this works is if you're faster than somebody, you're going to catch them off of pure speed, not draft. So right now I've been using Smithson's version of the track. My Facebook keeps going off. I guess I'm popular all of a sudden at 3 o'clock in the morning. But I've been trying my best to get this to be as realistic as I possibly can, and I think I've made a tiny bit of progress. It's better than where it was at the beginning. Obviously, too fast on the straightaway, and there's no grip anywhere. Actually, if I were to show the real grip values, I'm pretty sure this would turn people off immediately, because I've been playing this game for quite a long time, and I have a really hard time driving this, and I wanted to make it as realistically possible as I can. By the way, yes, it only goes up to 8,000 RPM, and I'm not truly sure why, but I've been using the physics editor in the NR5 that had just been released not too long ago. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that EXE was meant to be 2014 type physics with relatively fast straightaway speed that the 2014 cars had, and I think it was, no, it wasn't 10,000 RPM, it was actually 9,000, but that was for the regular physics. So what I did one day is I got bored, and I started screwing around with the values through the, oh man, Jesus, I got loose as hell right there, but the values through the track INI. So I was messing with chassis grip and track stuff, and at some point in the chassis and track configuration, I tried 0 and 0, because I've always been fascinated with 0 and 0. It's just people don't really like to use it, or it's just not popular, or all the above. I'm not really too sure, but anyhow, I was interested to see how that would drive and I'm spinning because the tires are extremely hot. I might as well just stop. Jeez, I was riding that slide for no reason. Anyway, but yeah, I've got a group of friends that I chill with and the splitter's hitting the ground. Anyway, I've got a group of friends that I hang out with, and we play this game and multiple other games and such and such. If you watch my videos, you probably know that. I've been doing this for like 2 years, just trying to figure out something that would be fun and realistic at the same time, while also being serious. And this is as close as I've gotten so far to either of those goals. So it's definitely not a finished product, of course, but it's coming along quite well, if I do say so myself. I guess the best way to describe how this drives is you have to be extremely cautious on how you turn the wheel like that. Like, sometimes it will just not turn on the straightaways. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it won't turn in the corners. Sometimes it will. I'm pretty sure it has everything to do with downforce, based on how far you have the car on the ground at the front end. And I've noticed that quite a bit, because I just took the car off the ground. Obviously it's not hitting the ground anymore, but I'm also getting faster straightaway speed now that I took the car off the ground. So obviously some mechanism somewhere is changing the downforce on the front end, which makes sense, because if you put the splitter, like how they're doing in real life, all the way on the ground, you will obviously get a lot more front grip. Front grip means the car turns. It would explain right now why my car doesn't really want to turn that great. And it's also explaining why it wants to rotate really hard off the exit of the corner, because the track, of course, is changing degrees and banking as we're coming off that corner, and I am spinning really bad right now. The tires are actually spinning at full speed, so there's probably not enough downforce on the rear, if I had to judge which end is more of a problem. But as you can see by the wheel, my hands are moving around quite a bit. A little bit too much. And I believe my grip values are about 0.70 and then 0.76, because I didn't want there to be an advantage on the top, but there probably will be an addition. I'm probably going to keep editing this version of the track and other ones in the future, because I'm not going to release this one, because this is not mine to release. This is a league track. Oh jeez, that isn't even finished. Actually, this will show off the physics a little bit. Oh man. So shark fin physics, that's another thing that's in addition to this. There's a lot more tire grip in the car. Wow, I beat up the right side pretty bad. But there's a lot of grip in the tires than there used to be. Hence why I'm running on such a low grip value. But yeah, you get sideways, and you have a pretty big probability of saving it. That's why if I would have rolled into the throttle a lot earlier than I did right there, if I would have started rolling in about right there, I would have been fine, and I wouldn't have hit anything. But I suck at driving, so I guess that's really the only way to put it. But we're going to go to Sonoma, because that's another track that I've also done. This is another league track. I won't release that. But I like to put the temperature a little bit lower, because that's just peak optimal. This is how much horsepower can be done. If I had to give a horsepower number on this, all the way around, there's quite a bit. There's probably more than there needs to be, actually. I think this is the coldest that I've run here. Yeah, okay, too much. What's also pretty fun is you can actually put in how hot the day was at whatever track you're going to, or you can put in very realistic temperature and weather settings. Like at Atlanta, I had it at cloudy and 40 degrees, and it wasn't very far off. It's just the straightaway speed was a little bit too quick, and I haven't gotten the tire wear right. I think that track could be extremely realistic if I got it to the point that I needed it, but right now I haven't. It's a work in progress. I still got to edit through the EXE, but this is as far as I've gotten so far. So 76 degrees was how warm it was out in Sonoma not too long ago. So we'll run a couple of laps here while I keep explaining what's happening with this, because I've seen a lot of people wanted it, and a lot of people tried to answer in the comments what the deal was with this, and this is completely different than the regular NR5 EXE, because I've been editing specifically for like one chassis setting and one track setting, so I have no idea how this EXE would play out on the regular track and chassis 2 and 2, or 2 and 5, or whatever. They could be completely the same since I didn't edit those. So essentially the only really big difference on this EXE is track and chassis 0, which is what this is. And track and chassis 0 on the regular NR2003 EXE was meant to be drift type settings, or if you wanted to run some sort of older dash series type cars, that's the settings that you would run with those, because it worked very well for that, because the speeds were relatively slow and the grip was very, very high if you knew, or if you didn't know what you were doing with the track dyno. But people also used it for drifting. Like if you go and watch some of the popular NR2003 video maker guys, whenever you see their drifting stuff in the middle of their crash comps, that's them using chassis 0 and track type 0. Because I could slide the hell out of this right now. But the difference between it from the old EXE to the one that I've been working on is there's a lot more drivability. It's not... I'm sure you could slide this very hard. You know, you could still drift on this. You could drift like hell on this, I'm pretty sure. I haven't tried it, and I really don't want to, because I don't want to ruin it for myself. Because I've been priding myself on this to be somewhat like iRacing. But I'm not going for the iRacing feel. I'm just going for something that's realistic, something that's fun, and then something that's challenging. And that's been it the whole time. And you have to play with the throttle, you have to play with the wheel. There's a lot of things going on that I wish I could show based off of throttle input and my concentration. Because my concentration right now is just, it's peaked. Like I can get a lot more immersed in this than the regular EXE or any other EXE. I will give GN1970 its dues. because the 2014 spec cars got to 10,000 RPM. And that EXE also did that, and the cars drove extremely different on that EXE, and I drove it too hard through there. But this is iRacing Sonoma as it gets, I think, because if you've driven that, if you've driven the Cup car at Sonoma on iRacing, and then you try this, you're gonna see the similarities, because you're kind of sliding everywhere, but it's a lot more catchable. Like, somebody better than me would drive this like no problem. You wouldn't even see them overcorrecting or anything of that matter. It's just, I'm a terrible driver, considering half of the folks that do play this game and have played this game for a lot longer than I have. They probably kick my butt. I looked away for half a second, my bad. But anyway, I think this will be a good addition to a lot of people's interests, because there's low draft, there's high downforce with a somewhat better tire than what iRacing has right now. So it's like a tire that doesn't really have that much grip, but there is still a lot of grip there. Like, if you try to full throttle this car with the amount of horsepower that it has, you're gonna have a really bad time. And weather makes a huge difference on the CXE. So there's a lot of things, a lot of avenues that can be done. Like, right now I'm on CTS physics, and CTS physics is basically the Cup physics for the CXE. The GN physics, or the GNS physics, will probably still be for the Nationwide car. I still haven't messed with it. There's a lot of things that need to be done. There's a lot of things that could be different. I'm still looking into trying to put this car to 9,000 RPM in this chassis type and track type. I still haven't gotten to that point because I don't want to ruin what I've got right now. Because I think I'd have to take away horsepower to put it up to the 9,000 RPM. And I don't really want to do that, because I feel like it would mess it up. But whether it would or not is a question. Oh my god. I was full opposite lock right there. And I was right there too, just for a split second. So, if anything, it'll just be a fun addition to everybody's hard drive for this game. And, yeah, that's really all I'll say right now. But, yeah, it could be fun. I feel like the NR5 EXE didn't really get its use of time. It wasn't played enough. So this'll be like its second type of rebirth, I would think of it as. Because I've been trying extremely hard to get this to where it needs to be. Plus, I'd like to give back to the community and whatever, because, you know, as everybody knows, I talked shit about this mod a few months back and everybody hated me for it, but opinions are opinions, and my opinion still really hasn't changed. And it probably won't. But, you know, if I could give back to people that necessarily I have quarrels with, and they could have fun on something that I've done, like viewers or people that knew me personally that fucking hate my guts. Either way, it doesn't really matter to me. As long as we could have another fun thing to fucking do, why not fucking do it? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna bounce. Hope you guys enjoyed this, everything like that. So yeah, that's where this is at right now. There will probably be more done. I'm not releasing anything anytime soon. It's gonna keep getting worked on, stuff like that. Alright, see ya.